Hey you guys, what's up? It's your girl tamarialakayye coming to you with another video. It's gonna be another story time video. If you're new here, my name's tamarialakayye. I do videos. I used to do videos over locks, but as you see, I don't have no locks no more. So I am transforming my channel into something else. But in the meantime, I am doing story time videos. And today, yeah, we're getting into all of the fights that I've ever been in. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about every single fight that I've ever been in outside of a relationship. Let me say that. Let me put that out there. So yeah, any fight that I've been in outside of a relationship, that's what we're talking about today. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. So my first fight was I was in high school. And the fight really didn't even have anything to do with me. It was more or less concerning my best friend. I was on the bus, right? And it was this group of girls. They was talking about my best friend. So I went back and I told her, you know, what they said so my best friend could confront her. So I go with my best friend to confront her about the stuff that she was saying. And it was like, the girl was trying to deny it. She was trying to act like she didn't say it, and she was getting all smart and stuff. So when I was in school, at one point in time, I did have short hair. Like, I had short hair like this. I think I was in the 12th grade when I had short hair like this for the very first time. And I just remember that I used to carry a brush or a comb or something like that with me, so in case I needed to, you know, take care of myself and brush my hair and put it back in place or whatever. But this particular day I had one of them brushes, one of them plastic hard brushes with the hard bristles. So, you know, I got that in my hand or whatever, like it's my supply, like a pencil or a piece of paper or whatever. And we're in the cafeteria and my best friend is confronting her. She popping off at the mouth. She must have said something that like really irritated me, because without any further ado, like, I just hit her in the head with the brush, like smack dead in the middle of her head with the brush. Like, what are you talking about? And so she got embarrassed, she got mad or whatever. And of course, you know, like, people saw it, so we had to fight. We didn't fight right then and there, but she was just talking a whole bunch of shit. So a few days went by before we even fought. Like, we'd be on the bus and they'd be talking about it or whatever. And then finally, it was like on a Friday, you know, when school was out, we got off the bus stop and we squared up. And this girl, she was a lot smaller than me as far as like height and weight. And we fought or whatever, but it wasn't like anything like super serious. We was like pulling hair. It wasn't like no fight. Like, nobody was bleeding or about to lose their life by the time it was over. So it was just like a cat fight. So we was like pulling hair, wrestling around on the ground or whatever. And then that was pretty much that. That was my first fight. Didn't really have nothing to do with me. It was over my best friend. My best friend wasn't even there at the bus stop to, you know, watch the fight or see it take place or anything like that. Now, that was my first and only fight in school. I didn't have any other fights in school. The only other times that I had fights was at the club. I told y'all about a few of them with the girl that I got into it twice with at the club, and then she had the girls jump me. That was, I guess you could say, 3 fights that I've been into. So if you want to see those, you just have to go back and watch some of my other storytime videos, because I talk about that. But yeah, those 3 fights. So that's 4 fights that I've been into that you guys now know of. Now, another fight that I've been into was we was at the club. I don't know if every town has them or if it's just like military towns, but they call them the VFW. It's kind of like a club for veterans. Well, we was at the VFW one night, and my friends had went to go get some drinks, and they was like, hold my seats for me. And I'm like, okay, bet. So, you know, we in the club or whatever, and I had my feet in the chairs, so, you know, I could save them for my friends. Some drunk bitches come up like move your feet. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, I got some people coming back to sit right here. You can find somewhere else to sit because this ain't the only spot. And so this goofy drunk ass bitch moved my feet off of the chair. I'm not a volatile person, but once you touch me, like, don't touch me, like, in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Don't do that. And she did that, so I jumped up, swung on her. Before you know it, I'm fighting her and her friends. My friends see it, so they come over and they start fighting, and it's just like a big ass fight that break out. Of course, security breaks it up. My friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, security breaks it up, but basically security only has me, like, restrained. So I end up going to jail for public disturbance again. I end up going to jail for public disturbance. And my friends were like, don't worry about it, Tamaria. We gonna bail you out. We gonna come and get you as soon as we can, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that was the 5th fight that I got into at the club. All my fights are usually always at the club, and 9 out of 10 times they ain't really had nothing to do with me being an aggressor or anything like that. It's just like bitches always wanted to fucking try me. Like, I don't know, I guess I gotta try a bitch face or something, because they were always trying impressing me. But needless to say that, like I said, once a bitch touched me, it was over. It was a wrap. Like, I don't play that. Don't come in my personal space. You can talk shit all you want to. You can do that, but don't touch me. That's what we're not gonna do. No. So yeah, I ended up going to jail. My friends had to bail me out of jail the next day. My stepdad was forever getting called to bail me out of jail. What was the other fight that I had been into? Let me think. I feel like there was at least 2 more. I know there was a lot of situations to where it was like it could have been a fight, but then it wasn't a fight. It was just like an argument kind of thing. What was the other one? Hold on, let me see. Like I said, I feel like there was a few more, but the most memorable ones for me are the ones where my ass ended up behind bars because I was like the only one that got caught. But I feel like we had a few more rumbles, me and my friends. Like, we always, my friends, like, we always had each other's back. Like, there was no way in hell that I could have ever got jumped if I was out with my friends. But if I just went out with like random people or whatever, it was a no-go. Like, I need my clique when I go out, because then I know things are gonna be, they're gonna be good. Like, everything's gonna be okay. Like, even if I end up in jail, like, things are gonna be okay. But eventually it just got to the point to where I was going out and I was getting into trouble so much, and it was like every time that I would get into a fight and have to go to jail and the judge would see me, he was like, weren't you just here like 2 weeks ago? Weren't you just here like last month? And he would fucking increase the court fees and fines for me each time that I went to jail. So eventually I started having like $1,000 fines and fees, bro. And I was like, you know what? Like, it's not even worth me like trying to go out and hang with people. Like, I respect the crew or whatever, but this shit is costing me. Like, not only do I have to pay court fees, but then I have to, you know, get outfits to be looking cute and fucking get my hair done, nails done. Like, you know, it was too much. And it was like, as much as I enjoyed those days, I don't really miss them. Like, I'll go out every now and then, but back in my early youthful days, I was in the club all the time, y'all. I was always in the club. I started going out when I was 16 years old because my baby daddy worked at a club and he could get me inside the club without me having to be 18 or 21. So I started going out when I was 16. I started drinking early. So by the time I was like 22, 23-ish, like, I was pretty much tired of the club scene, only because, you know, all of the trouble that I was getting into and it was just very costly. It was very taxing. So I was just like, you know what, I need to make some changes in my life. And so I started doing like more house parties more house parties instead of like clubs or whatever. And that's low-key, it's a vibe. Like I prefer like a little kickback at somebody's house nowadays, even more to going out to the club, because at least if I go to a kickback to somebody's house, I kind of know who's gonna be there and what kind of environment it's gonna be, versus when I went to the club, it was like anything could go down at any moment. But yeah, those were pretty much my fights. Like I said, I'm not really a fighter, but I don't like people touching me. I don't like people getting too close. I'm not gonna argue with nobody, but like I said, if somebody touched me, I'll definitely, or I mean, I feel like at this point in my life, I feel like I've grown out of that. Like even if I was like out with a friend or something, like the bitch would have to be like really asking for it, you know. But now I feel like I have some conflict resolution skills. Like, let's talk about it. Like, sis, why are you mad? Like, what is going on? And if we can't talk about it and we do have to fight, then I feel like, okay, that's what it is. But you know, the growner version of me, I feel like we have some conflict resolution, and a lot of times it just be that either people have some shit misunderstood, miscommunicated, or they just be super fucking drunk. But yeah, those are my fights. So I guess I didn't even really tell you guys, because you know 3 of them were in the old videos, so I only told y'all about like 2. But yeah, anyways, that is it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Be sure to share this on any of your social platforms, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.